You got to be healthy if you're going to be a pilot. Welcome to the Superpilotish channel. My name is Graham Wilson, and today in my basement, I'm going to be telling you all about what's the best pilot diet. And I'm going to be all scientific about it. Well, not really, because I got the idea for the show because I heard on CBC radio yesterday. CBC is the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. It's like the national, I guess, the American version of like NPR or something like that. And I couldn't believe what I heard on the news. They said, believe this or not, they said that if you're eating a bunch of foods that are like really processed and they got a ton of chemicals in them, it's like bad for you. Whoa, man, good thing our tax dollars are going for that. But anyways, yeah, I generally like the CBC, but it's like, do people need to be told that eating junk food is bad for them? I don't know. I guess so. But that got me kind of thinking about like, well, there's all these different diets out there, and so which is the best one? Like, there's all these things, and I just did a quick Google search here on my computer that I'm looking at below the camera here. Okay, but first I'll tell you my opinion right away. What is the best pilot diet? Right on the whiteboard. Dun, 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 dun. Is whatever is healthiest for you. That's what I say. Because everybody's different with their different dietary needs, right? Like there's all kinds of different conditions. Like, say, if you're like, I don't know, you're diabetic or got food allergies or you're lactose intolerant, something. So everybody's got their own medical conditions. Some people are just fine with nothing. Oh, Filipino. Welcome, sir. So, yeah, you can't really say that this diet is definitely better than that one for everybody because we're all different, right? So, and then there's different other health concerns that you have and nutritional concerns and stuff like that. Maybe someone needs a little more vitamin D than that person. Maybe this person needs a little bit more vitamin C than that person to keep their immune system going. Who knows? But yeah, but this funny thing, like I did like a quick Google search like I usually do, and there's no like conclusive, oh, this is definitely better. But I think a lot of this stuff is just to sell diet books and make money. But that's my conspiracy, and I'm sticking to it. But okay, the first thing that popped up with my Google search here, it was like, okay, it was 5 diets that are supported by science. And so that's what kind of got me. Okay, it was the very first Google search that I got. And then listening on the radio, ooh, now it's scientific that if you eat a bunch of chemicals, it's not good for you. This is the same. And a few years ago, there's a scientific study that was done too that said walking was good for you. I remember hearing that on the radio too on CBC. And wow, who would have thought walking's good for you? But anyways, this is just what is this? Healthline.com. And it says 5 diets that are supported by science. Now, of course, they don't give any like links in the article to like, oh, here's the scientific study that supports it. We're just going to say it's supported by science. Okay, here are 5 healthy, and I like this one because it's 5 and it fits in with the super pilotish 5. Here are 5 healthy diets that are scientifically proven to be effective. The low carb whole food diet. So, and this is all like for people that want to lose weight. Oh, hey, Shecky, good morning. And so, okay, the low carb diet. I've heard about people doing, oh, yeah, I didn't cut out the carbs, lost a bunch of weight. And it's like, that's like sugars and stuff. So, if you cut out the potato chips and you cut out all that fruit juice that you're drinking and your extra sugar Kool-Aid, I don't know, do they even sell Kool-Aid anymore? And then your Coca-Cola, cutting that out, uh, cutting down on your Mountain Dew when you're playing video games, like, and you lose weight because you cut all that junk food out of your diet and sugar and calories. Wow, that's amazing. Low carb. Wow, that's like super science, right? Okay, so our number 2 on the here is the Mediterranean diet. I've heard about the Mediterranean diet. Let me just read it here. Oh, it's an excellent diet that has been thoroughly studied. It's particularly effective for heart disease prevention. Of course, they're just saying it on the website. Like, so like, oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I can say stuff on my YouTube channel too, and doesn't mean it's true. What do we got here? Okay, so Mediterranean diet includes plenty of vegetables, fruits, fish, poultry, whole grains, legumes, dairy products, and extra virgin olive oil. Okay, yeah, I don't see anything in that diet that has potato chips, case of pop, uh, a handle of vodka. Like I don't really see any of that in there. So okay, yeah, if you stick to those diets, you'll probably be okay. And then this other one, paleo diet. I've kind of heard of that. The paleo diet is a very popular diet that is effective for weight loss and general health improvement. It's currently the world's most popular diet. Ooh, paleo diet. It centers on unprocessed foods. Okay, that's good. Believed to resemble those available to some of humanity's Paleolithic ancestors. So, like steak and tomatoes from my garden and I don't know, Paleolithic ancestors. I don't know what the Paleolithic ancestors were eating. Like, I don't know, club a rabbit over the head and eat that, or I don't know what else would they eat? Some berries off the bush or something like that. Okay, that sounds pretty healthy. But I also say, oh, I tried the paleo diet and I lost all this weight. Yeah, because you you cut out all the beer and pizza. So like, yeah, you cut out all the junk, you're gonna lose weight. Oh, actually, hi. You're new here. Welcome to the show, actually. And so, what else we got here? We're talking about the vegan diet. Now, this is really what I wanted to talk about. Was my experiences with people that are vegans and vegetarians. So, vegans and vegetarians. Have you ever noticed? If you ever ask them, "Hey, why are you vegan? Why are you vegetarian?" And then they bite your head off. They're all mad. Everyone always said that. Like, whoa, man! Just wondering why you don't like steak or something. And I have never ever heard any vegetarian or vegan ever give me an honest answer like, why are you a vegetarian? Why are you a vegan? It's like, okay, why don't I eat Big Macs? Well, because I feel like crap after eating a Big Mac. They taste great. I usually have a Big Mac about every 15 years, but I eat it. Wow, that tasted great. All that greasy, cheesy, processed food goodness. And I feel like garbage for the rest of the day. So hey, Graham, why don't you eat Big Macs? They taste great, but they just don't sit well in my stomach, and I got no energy in the afternoon. So that's why. Why don't you eat meat, Mr. Vegetarian? Rah! Then they freak out. Like, okay, whatever. Except there's only one person that has ever answered that question, and it was on Twitter. Their author Joshua Lysek. I interviewed him here a little while ago, and I met the guy down in Ohio at his book launch a little while ago, or about a year ago. And yeah, so Joshua Lysek actually replied, he's a vegan because he just feels better. Nice, honest answer. Hey, cool. But that's the only vegan I've ever talked to that's like not bitten my head off after I ask about it. I don't know what that's all about. But okay, and then I see your question here. Actually, I'm going to get that to you a little bit at the end. I go through all the chat stuff, so hang around. And then there's your vegan diet and vegetarian diet. Okay, according to it's scientifically proven on this healthline.com website with no with no scientific links to studies or anything. Okay, the vegan diet has become increasingly popular in the past decade. It's linked to a number of health benefits, including weight loss, improved heart health, and better blood sugar control. The diet is based exclusively on plant foods and eliminates all animal products. Yes. So if it's scientifically proven that if you just eat a bunch of veggies and you cut out the chips and the beer and the pizza, then you will have better blood sugar control, improved heart health, and improved weight loss. by cutting out all the crap. But I have seen vegan people that are a little bit chubby because they'll like, hey, I'm gonna eat a whole bag of chips here. I'm vegan. Womp, womp, womp. I'm gonna eat some soy crab or something like soy burgers. Whatever, and deep fried soy burgers and sunflower oil. Like, okay, that doesn't sound too healthy, but yeah, but you're still vegan. So I don't know. It's like some people, I guess you could say it's like either like if I was going to be a vegan or a vegetarian, I would say it's either because of either health reasons or I can see people are real animal lovers and you don't want to eat a cow because cows are actually pretty cute. The steaks taste good too. So I don't know. But yeah, I can see why people would be like, nah, I don't want to eat that. And then okay, number 5 on the number 5 on this random website that says that it's scientific, but they have no proof that they're scientific, which I think you're supposed to prove things if you're scientific. But anyways, the gluten-free diet is essential for people who are intolerant to gluten, a protein that is found in wheat, rye, and barley. For optimal health, you should focus on whole foods that are naturally gluten-free. Gluten-free junk food is still junk food. Okay. But actually, you know what? I would probably say the healthiest junk food that I just found out about it this year is pork rinds. It's just pork, lard, and salt, no chemicals. Yeah, unless you get like the flavored kind, like hot and spicy pork rind, and then all those spices to give it the flavor. That's all chemicals. So yeah. So anyways, according to what is this website? Healthline.com, the number one Google search for the best diets. It's all kind of common sense. But if you are a pilot, like you got to take care of your health. When you go for your medical assessment, depending on how old you are, it can be anywhere from every 6 months to every 5 years, depending on a lot of things. Like all things aviation, it depends on a bunch of things. But yeah, so they check you. You got to keep your blood pressure under control. You got to keep your blood sugar under control, stuff like that, and keep your weight under control. A lot of things. It's basically you just got to be generally healthy. You don't have to be a marathon runner, or you don't have to be I don't know, professional wrestler. Actually, those guys shoot a lot of steroids and stuff, so they're probably not that healthy. But yeah, you get bad knees jumping all over the ring like that too. But I don't know. Hulk Hogan's still super cool. I loved it when he teamed up with Mr. T back in the 80s. That was so cool. Two great heroes. Anyways, yeah. So what's the best pilot diet? Whatever is healthiest for you. There we go. And I gave a few examples that supposedly were scientifically proven, but the website didn't give any proof that they're scientifically proven. So there you got I'll call that the superpilotish suggestion. I suggest you don't eat a bunch of garbage. There you go. How do you like that? The best diet advice ever. Don't eat some garbage food. But I mean, like a little bit of garbage every once in a while is okay, I think. Because I've heard that just kind of you get older and you see people that, wow, that person lived to be that old. And that's what they were doing. And they were 300 pounds. And sometimes, people squeak by on the exception to the rule. But yeah, my grandmother, she almost made it to 100, and she ate margarine all the time and canned ham full of preservatives and stuff like that. What else? I don't know, cream in her tea, had cookies every day. But, she made it to like almost 100. So I don't know. I think a lot of that is genetics and your state of mind of are you happy? Are you stressed out? So I would say, yeah, just hey Brian, hey, thanks for popping in here, man. Okay, well, we got Akshay here and Brian's here, so I'm gonna answer some questions here. I'll get on the little chat. Okay. Filipino working at CVS. That's probably one of the best names I've ever seen on YouTube. It's just pretty cool. Double beer holder helmet. I would not recommend that for flying, but if you're at the football game, give her. So, okay, here we go. This is a good question. Does elevation affect acid reflux? I know visiting Denver had me ripping them. Okay. Okay. Acid reflux, that's got to be, that's more of like, kind of like a heartburn kind of thing. And uh, I could see how that could be worse if you're at a higher elevation, because at a lower elevation, you have more pressure just from the air keeping stuff down in your stomach. But once you get up in where the air is less dense, there's less pressure keeping stuff in your stomach, and you might get a little more stomach acid coming out. I could see that possibly could happen. And if you mean by ripping them, yeah, generally when you go up in the air, you're gonna fart, man. Actually, no, it's what happens is when you come back down, that's when you do your farts, because you go up there and all the gases and everything expands in your body, and then you come back down and there's more pressure everywhere to force things out of your body. So usually after your yeah, you're done a flight, you're probably going to be passing a little bit of gas and ripping them there, dude. So okay, so here we go. Let's do. I saw Akshay had a question here, pilot question. Now, this is why I started this channel in the first place, is because I wanted to answer a bunch of pilot questions, not just talk about hamburgers. So, okay, so Akshay D1, he was saying, you said a degree isn't important, but I saw some job listings in Canada and they say a degree would be preferred. What is your opinion? Also, does knowing French help with getting a pilot job in Canada? Okay. So that video I did is getting a lot of views because you're right, actually, they do say that they prefer the degree, but it's not a requirement. So because they prefer the degree, from what I've seen and the way people are getting hired in Canada, anyways, they would much rather have you you walk in there, here's your airline transport pilot license, because maybe you were working at some cargo company before and you walk into Jazz or Porter or something like that and you say, here's my airline transport pilot license, and I got 1,500 hours and a whole bunch of multi-turbine pilot command time. And they'd say, you're hired immediately. No degree. But if you got like 250 hours and a degree, they'll be like, nah, we'll take the guy with the ATPL. So I think by the way that they say that the degree is preferred, which would mean that if you had two identical candidates there, but one guy has the degree and the one guy doesn't have the degree, then you would take the one with the degree, just because it's preferred. It's another little tick box. But more than anything there is that they want, nowadays, they want as many hours as you can possibly have in your logbook. That's better. Okay. And then also, does knowing French help with getting a pilot job in Canada? Yeah, like if you're bilingual, that will open up some doors for you, mostly for getting jobs in Quebec. The rest of Canada outside of Quebec doesn't really make any difference, but I could see that if you were, say you were going to be, I don't know, you're going to be a pilot flying up in, I don't know, northern Quebec somewhere, a little charter operation or something like that, or even like a corporate jet pilot or something like that, flying for some, I don't know, Quebec-based bank or something like that, where the CEO is speaks French as the first language. Yeah, you would want having French would definitely give you the edge there. That's where they would like you to have the flying requirements first, but that would be an example of French would be preferred too. So I mean, you got two qualified captains for a Quebec company that flies business jets. They'll take you if you're bilingual with French and English over the person that only speaks French or only speaks English. So yeah, it's but I would say the vast majority of jobs in Canada for flying. You don't have to know French. Okay, so there we go. I hope I answered your question there, Akshay. And good old Shecky is gluten free. All right, because of way less inflammation. Yeah, I've heard that from people. And there we go. So, okay. Hey, Brian, we'll get you up here. Good afternoon, Brian. And what would my my good advice on garlic be? Actually, yeah, Brian, there's like the garlic's actually a little bit early this year. I don't know if you're growing it, but I am, as usual. And so generally, once the little curly scape is there, pull that out. Just pull that out. If it snaps off, not the end of the world. Ideally, you want to get the whole scape. It'll kind of, I don't know, you'll feel it when it pulls the whole thing out. But if it snaps off, that's okay. Pull the scape. They should be around here, around where you live. Yeah, you should take those off if you got them, and wait. And then once you get down to the plant's almost dead, when all the leaves turn brown, and pull it up, hang it up in your garage for a little while till it stops really smelling like garlic, and then that's when it's all cured, and then you can eat it. So you can eat it anytime, actually. But there you go. Yeah, Brian. And I got to be talking to you too one of these days too, because my lawnmower, I got the holes on my lawnmower covered up with duct tape right now. So I might be shopping from Brian's lawnmower company, resale. Okay. Thanks for the question, man. Okay. We got another one here. Okay, a lot of pilots drink coffee, but it doesn't suit Akshay. Tried many varieties. How hard is it to work as a pilot without any caffeine intake? Fine. There are pilots. I think a lot of times pilots just start drinking coffee because it's like, it's around. The flight attendants are giving it to them, but yeah, you don't have to be using caffeine to be flying a plane. It's just like if you keep yourself in good health, and actually probably what you could do, a lot of times the problem with pilots is that they'll get a little bit tired because they get dehydrated, because once you're up at the cabin altitude of like 5,000 feet, that's what they pressurize the cabin of these big jets anyways. They're at 5,000 feet, or if you're flying around in an unpressurized plane maybe above 5,000 feet, your rate of respiration increases a little bit because the oxygen's a little thinner, so you might be breathing a little bit more, and you lose more moisture from your body through respiration. So it's quite easy to get dehydrated as a pilot, and instead of having caffeine, just having some water, that could overcome the dehydration that you're getting and give you a little boost of energy. So that's my don't worry about drinking coffee. Okay, what else? Oh, we got another pilot question here. Excellent. Which province would have the best chances of getting an instructor job after training? Okay, right now, flight instructors are in demand everywhere, all the way across Canada. It's no problem as soon as you get an instructor rating to get a job. The only thing is, depending on where you are, like say if you're around Toronto, there's a lot of instructors there still, because they live at home, and then they'll go like they really want to learn at Brampton or something like that, or Toronto Island. So it's a little bit more competitive there because there's a lot of people that get their instructor ratings and they're just living at home, and they can't afford to move. But if you can swing it, you can afford to move. There's any problem, pick a province, any province. But what I would say there is probably pick a province that has the lowest rent. Like if you're looking like, oh, there's a job offering in Vancouver. Okay, well, the rent in Vancouver is insane. So if you're moving from Saskatoon to Vancouver for a job, like good luck paying rent, man. It's pretty high there. Or if you're trying to move to Toronto for a job, the rent's insane there too. Rent's everywhere. It's too damn high. But it's when you're starting off as a pilot, you will be poor. People have always been poor starting off as pilots, and that will never ever change. So But the most important thing is to get your first job. After that, everything's easy peasy. So I would say, what province would have the best chances of getting an instructor job? I would say check out Av Canada. That's your main go-to website. And I forget whether it's avcanada.com. Let me check that. Avcanada. I forget whether it's avcanada.com or avcanada.ca. Oh, avcanada.ca. And yeah, check out avcanada.ca, avcanada.ca. That is pretty much the go-to place to see what jobs are available in all of Canada. So check out that website. And best of luck there, Ashke. Okay. Oh no, Shecky's signing his lease today. Oh no. Good luck, brother. Okay. Yep. Yes, and you are welcome. Any other questions you got there, Ashke? You know when I'm here. So yeah, that's about it. So yeah, today is Wednesday. All right. So I guess I'll be back on Friday because I do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern. So remember that, actually, if you want to come back and ask more questions, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern, I'll be here in my basement. So we'll just kind of shut her down. So thank you for watching. Bye.